Hello, it's Alan again. I'm continuing my series on the built-in functions to ECL, that's the Enterprise Control Language, developed and originated from LexisNexis. And I just thought I'd show you the table built-in command. There's two variants to this. And I'll just talk today about the vertical slice variant because it's does a very similar job, if identical job, to the project command I showed in a previous video. So really, it does what the project does in the vertical slice variant. It takes an input format in one input data set in one format and generates an output data set in a different format. Really a one-to-one mapping, so 1,000,000 records in, 1,000,000 records out. Now, you want these commands really because in reality a lot of data sets have, let's say, 150, 60 fields in them, and really in a particular process you only need 2 or 3 of those fields. So there's no point lugging a load of fields around that you aren't going to be using. So the very first thing you do on getting a data set is cut it down to only contain the fields that you need for your current process. In this particular example, I've kept exactly the same inputs and outputs as the project command in my previous video, just to show you basically we're doing the same job here. Right, let's submit that. Again, do it on these simple jobs on H4. And we should get identical results to project command, which we do. Length of text, first character, all very boring actually. Right, a few points to note here is that you don't actually have to tie this record structure to a particular instance of a data set. So in other words, at the moment I've got it that D, this record output format is actually tied to D. But you can obviously pass in the data set or the record of those data sets as a parameter. So again, here's one I did earlier to speed things up. There, now D is a parameter, so you could pass different data sets of the same format to be processed in the same record structure. So this should produce identical results to the previous submit, and it does. There we go. But the only differences I can see, pardon me, sorry about that, the only differences I can see with the project command is that it's not a transform, so there's no skip option with the vertical slice variant of a built-in table built-in. And also you haven't really got encapsulation. Within a project command, if you've got auxiliary functions that are specific to that project, then you can put them inside the project transform itself, whereas here it's just field definitions. So for example, if I had a function here that did this length command, so I could replace this with let's say f x, sorry, right, that will just work, should do if we put a semicolon on the end. And but you can see that f isn't encapsulated within the record structure. So all in all, I must admit I prefer using the project command, and if they're run locally, that is each on their own node independently of other nodes. I don't know if there's a performance difference between the two. If there is, I'll redo this video at some time. Anyway, all the best. So that's the vertical slice table command.